Gwika kose koirega kyumetienyi oyomo Amayia Londian amanya gwika omwerio amageria yo nigaguchia kwegeria abaskari be county kumanya buna bakurwa ose bagokora emirimo yabo nabo igo kubwatirana n'abaskari bande bari bakurwa ase serikali enene
yongoro gusha munjiri ngokorega si ne county ya Nyamira buno mu director of enforcement and compliance lituko lya lero twali koligereria abaskari baitobe county ya Nyamira twaligete aso koirwe course ya paramilitary ari Rondiani Law Enforcement Academy egere abaskari aba banyare kwegeri gubuya egasi bali keretwe bunego korwa bamanyanga kiba konyara gusangereria ebango ya ito ase county ya Nyamira aba obisa barondiani mbarayiga mu naintwe bacha ko bakoria egento gekorwa physical fitness kuligereria afya yabo bachorire abantu osaba obisa emiyemo na 12 banyarire goete test yeye bono bakoirwa ali asenya gitari yeito ya rifaro kuligereria ng'obwate sukari ng'obwate pressure nebintu binde linde babe tayari kogende kosie yo omotienyo gatatu kitariki isano na isato.
The chief instructor of Forest Law Enforcement Academy. So we as a law enforcement academy, we make an induction course specifically for county government by law. The essence of this training is actually to develop them to be able to mesh and work well with the other law enforcement agencies like our sister police, our sister agency Kenya Forest Service, we have our sister agency KWS, prison and what have you. There are so many reports that are positive that we keep on receiving, which we believe by the end of this program, even this course, this county will be getting better results. Because for our training college, we are results oriented.
Asense moyende musubati yo masirita Judy ose Judith Mikae kurwa se kenyoro kya masonge meyense moye bunge ya Nyaribari cha county ya Kisii nigasabire abasamaria bayawe sokya eriko mukonya kumwagakire nyumba eyuere asinchira embe mono abwasa gutwerwa anene mono chinga kyechiga kero embere nyinga gendera tikwenekiwa ime county ya Kisii kubwatikana n'obugima gokonga gose kubwatikana n'obugima bokongu amenyete nigo abasabira abantu kumukonya ase ukumwagakira enyumba buna akwerera ase umugoroba obono tiago turaraligereri
asamari Judy oyo Mikae seito masongo abaibori bana igo basirete bonsi lakini akere basirete nona arenge nkara igarende koboko kwane basirete minto gaiga turabanyaruka babere tueka arafu momura igasirete lakini tukare tumusubati atoberisi bano nche igombu atobokomu enyomba se menyete igongo twe nabana nimbwate Luko mwana no monene mfomfu ara gosoma na ikuru pia chi mix kere gucinya chekirugo bano mwana uyina bagoseri gukirenga kyasenge nchoko nyora mbwate gotayo nonye no kuragera igombwa tobokongu esendagera senge chigo nkwende kondo manye konyore bese yinkonyore manye konyare koyeto nanye bagane asekere igendo bona bombwa tobugimo bokongu nyumba yane igongo twe nandirende erieke nyombe erikero kene nandi njasi na sambere twe nyombe yu bone kabetereri nkaira na ise mono nonye konye nange iri kuimuka ke boni mbwa tobo kongu gaki ondo bwansoro ibwa mabera oinya sara akune aso yoko boko kwa yes aso konkonya asa aba MC bagambi baito bakira chimenjo ondo yunya sara akune andorera mabera kinderi na njensuki abana babani uno yo mone na so meri ndache kokonya baba mwa ni nyumba na ero nyige konyarikana ndo seri kuntike gotweru emyaka yane igera 45 abana mba nembwate
nkonyarore kwera gelini ndaya na kyo gukora gwa survive
oko no mukongu ndara segasi nerirendo ugusaga nukwe bese yinkonyora se school fees kyango kiyagera yake ategwisana ndagere
Asense moyende ebyombe ao byenye by'abanyagitari tukuria rero nigo byesokire ase chipara cy'umucyo Nairobi erikurobekana aso kwemurunganiriye gutekeranirwa wechira eche serikali ne kyombe kibabegete kisei gukwara isikwe cyo bisi cyo mugabana we county ya Nairobi Johnson Sakaja umurai we kyombe kyo ky'abateresa orosegirwa Nairobi Boaz Onchari nigaererenga asegati amagani serikali yabegete esei kende tikeri kyo gyekiranirwe egati abwase gati amagani ayo no gutakiniwa ebirogo gati ya yande amange buna bako yakwanira sobwagari.
My name is Boaz Onchari. I'm the branch secretary for the Kenya National Union of Nurses and also the chair of the Health Caucus in Nairobi. Today, the 6 unions under the Health Caucus in Nairobi are on their 31st day of strike, simply because there are several return to work agreements that we have signed with the employer for the last 2 years and none of it has been honored. When we served the strike notice, they obliged and brought us to the table on the 19th day of January. We started to negotiate on the implementation matrix because we already have the return to work agreement that I've never. So whatever was brought to the table from our members was how they were going to implement the return to work agreements. Indeed, we are very grateful to the County Public Service Board because for the first time ever, there was a full board presented in that meeting. We had very good deliberations which went up to past midnight. Then we saw some light. There are areas that we were directed to go and meet with the sector so that we can align before they are brought back to the County Public Service Board for implementation. We were invited by the sector. We honored the invite. They started well. Along the way, they started chickening out and they had no quorum. So as of now, there's nothing that we have agreed on. I saw a notice that was circulating, which was signed by the county secretary, that indeed we have agreed on 6 out of 8 issues. I dare them to come on broad daylight and tell the public which are these 6 issues that we agreed on. Because these representatives, these healthcare workers cannot be mad that we have agreed on 6 issues and we have a stalemate of 2 that now should make us to be out. Indeed, I want to confirm as the chair that we have agreed on none. There is a notion that they paid salaries on time as it was one of the grievances. Paying a salary on time is not a favor to the healthcare workers. That is an obligation of the employer. It has been an illegality by paying salaries late so that one time you've paid on time and it is becoming a favor. That is not the way to go. We want to tell you that intimidations may not work and will never work when it comes to labor issues.
Murai wense Dr. William Samuel Ruto nigo aenekiribuna esabari yogotoriense ya Kenya kurwa sichingatare ao nigagenderete eyo gwikabono ase amagendero na munchirio aikiraniwe ne serikali Ruto ka kwana chinga kiara umoyega bwoko babekere gutwa borkiwa ba National Intelligence and Research University niga kwanire goro yemerubiro y'amagendero buno bwagachi bwechipara kisemi konyorera abasaye amabaga yemerimo obochenu na yande amange bunakwerera kurwa se university.
And as we set our eyes into the future, we have made a conscious decision as a nation that we are going to build a firm foundation for us to transition this nation, this great nation, to a first world economy. And we have done well in setting the foundation. We have consolidated and stabilized our economy. The numbers speak about it. We have undertaken the most consequential reform of our education sector because it's necessary. We have undertaken transformation of our agricultural sector. The numbers in our food security, in our exports of tea, coffee, horticulture, confirm. We have undertaken the most robust reform of our health sector. The numbers again confirm that the transformation is real. And we have expanded opportunities for young people in this country whether it is in our physical development of infrastructure, in roads, in housing, in markets, in hostels, or in the digital space, or in creating opportunities outside Kenya, or in opportunities we have created in business. So we have set a very firm foundation. But that is not enough. That is why we have set for ourselves a new trajectory. And it is good for me to speak about this in front of intellectuals, so that as we drive into the future, we can all move together.
Asense muyende mukonyi bumrai wense Professor Kithure Kindiki nigarero murubiri bwo gusira abakenya asense mo ya longonote asense muye bunge ya Naivasha se county ya Nakuru asenkwane ya Kindiki nigarero bune serikali nigendrete kubikumukia kwenekia gwikiraniera magendero imeyense gusira abasaye gwetera sumurubiri nyota aseboigo akwaniri guru ye para ya rironi naboigo mau yo eganiri koera kwagache gwikubwa gatigati bwo mwaka gw'ikilfu 2025 na kabere abwase para ya rironi Naivasha erache kuigurwa mutienyo 5 na 3 ase omwaka oyoiga.
Serikali inajitahidi kuleta maendeleo na kuharakisha kuboresha mambo ya wananchi. Munajua 2022 fertilizer ilikuwa 7,000, leo ni 2,500. Kwa sababu serikali imepunguza bei ya mbolea, ndio tunasema 2 term. Ni kweli si kweli? Si bei ya mbolea imeshuka? Barabara tunajengewa, na mnajua ya kwamba ile barabara kubwa ya kutoka Rironi kwenda Mau Summit kupitia Naivasha Maimayo kwenda mpaka Nakuru na Mau Summit, wachana na hiyo. Si fire. Sasa ukinipatia mwavuli na wananchi nao, kama mwananchi ananyeshewa, si hata sisi tunyeshewe? Ama mnasemaje jameni? Ama mnasemaje jameni? Wacha nione 2 term. Hii mvua haiwezi huwa mtu. Si mvua ni baraka jameni. Nilikuwa naelezea kwamba tunakazana kuharakisha mambo ya wananchi, mambo ya uchumi. Ndio umeona ya kwamba tunajenga barabara, ikiwemo barabara kuu ya kutoka pale Lironi ambayo inabeba watu wengi wa hii sehemu ya Nakuru, sehemu ya Rift Valley, sehemu ya Western. Hiyo barabara tunajenga, tuweke laini 2 za kupanda, laini 2 ya kushuka. Ikifika Naivasha ishikane, iwe laini 6 ya kupanda na ya kushuka, ndio tuwe na barabara nzuri. Tuache watu wetu kukufa kwa barabara na vijana wapate kazi. Munajua ya kwamba rais amekuwa hapa Nakuru na pesa ya vijana, pesa ya nyota. Ni kweli si kweli? Si mumeona pesa ya nyota? Rais aendelee na nyota asiendelee? Aendelee na nyota asiendelee? Affordable housing tunaandika vijana, mambo ya mitandao tunaandika vijana, kazi majuu tunaandika vijana. Ndio tunasema iko tofauti ya wale ambao wanaongea na kupiga mdomo na wale wanafanya kazi. Kuna tofauti ya kazi na kuongea. And we are telling our competitors there is a difference between work and talk. There is a difference between work and talk. Kuongea ni rahisi, kazi ni ngumu. Tuendelee tusiendelee? Tuendelee tusiendelee?
Asaya watkirene kia makiodium chinga kyukungusana na use ukungusara kabere kagendrete kwerekiwa se kia makiodium gati ensemo ikoragwa no muraiwe kia mekyo buru ginga boigo ensemo ya kabere ikoragwa no mosereta Edwin Sifura nigo mu waziri wekega chekenene John Mbari areganirie baribare mamincha no kumusiro muraiwe ense William Samuel Ruto bachiche eri banyare kweresera asubwagare eriyo korenda obomo bwekia mahekyo kia odiama Mbari nigo boigo atebiruna atari guchya kuboria kerugo kende gyonsi ase county yo mabe korende Well,
I think it is the case. Starting with our community, leaders from our community. I think these elders, first and foremost, are concerned about the unity of the Luo community, then the unity of ODM. And I will tell you that the things that you are seeing happening today did not start yesterday. They started when Raila was alive, although they were muted. This talk of not supporting President William Ruto by SG of the party happened even when Raila was alive. Only that it was muted because Raila had a way of people actually, I don't know whether to say respected or feared him at the same time. So it was not as loud. The same with James Orengo. He spoke even when Raila was alive, that he didn't want to work with Ruto. We all know that. The same with Babu. They said they didn't want to work with Ruto. But what we are telling them is, can you come and tell us why you strongly feel that you want to go the other side? Because in Kenya there are just two political groupings. Let's not lie to ourselves. So if you don't want to work with Ruto, who do you want to work with? You want to work with Uhuru, Wamunyoro, and the rest? We are saying, come and tell us, come and try to convince us. And these elders are saying, this disjointed statement is causing tension. To the extent I'm told that the person who was lost in Ketegala is a Luo. I didn't know that. And Luos, we have lost lives. I don't think it is necessary at this time. But if there is anyone who thinks it is necessary, come and persuade us. Didn't materialize, because you know why. Then I'm now cabinet secretary, and we are in 2026. To be honest with you, I can only go up. I don't want to go down. It would be foolish for me to again go back to Ume. I can only go up. I want to lead this country in the future.
Ekiombe getari gya serikali gya Kenya Association of Manufacturers ekyo gikumurikira machiko y'obonchero limeyense nigo kyarura maganio ayo bagadete serikali gwikirania ase umuyiga bugosyoria emeroberio eyo okorekada ase county yega ya Nairobi gusasa umucho Nairobi abarayikuru ase ekiombe ekyo bakuragwa no mobisa omonene Tobias Alando boigo umurikyo omonene ase wizara yebyombe by'obonchero Susan Mangene nigo batebere ayo nigaguchikwene kyo gukine uchumi imeyense asaba igabasaye baguchekwenyorera amabaga yemeremo.
That we wish to focus on to increase the GDP contribution of the manufacturing sector from its current position of about 7.4 to a double digit. We are focusing mainly on 4 key pillars. One is global competitiveness, looking at our competitive advantage and what we need to do to make sure that as a manufacturing sector in this country, we are one of the leading manufacturing entities. If you look at our competitive advantage vis-a-vis other counterparts, Egypt is currently leading in terms of competitive advantage. And what Kenya needs to do, and that's why we're having this conversation, is to see what is it different things that Egypt is doing that we can emulate and make Kenya also competitive in the manufacturing sector.
So I think this document is going to inform the conversation going forward in this, especially for this financial year, probably up to the end of the calendar year. Looking at some of the proposals which they are making here, we are actually working on them. They're under progress. I can see in the infrastructure, they're talking about the expansion of roads, they're talking about railway, both railway, the ports, the efficiency at the ports, and all this we are working. If you realize, recently we launched the Rironi Mall Summit Road. This is one way of also opening up the region and also making sure that we can be able to vacate the traffic around that. All these infrastructural initiatives that we are investing in heavily as a government is also aimed at expanding opportunities in the manufacturing sector.
Biyamano mwanchu murigeli asoko chore soko TV buruswo mugusina gwikiraga abuno tugwikira omweri obwa Amayia Chinsa Ikomi Chinsa Ikomi cha Afrika ya mocha kurenda nsayamo ne Chinsa isatono 18 na Frida kirubo karara choko yaretera asu bwagaribu nabaseke baito bagendera tiko yarigania asi homogoroba obono na kuganiri homogoroba omya gwika area nkyo reteriane Ishmael Mogere.
you.